In this video, I want to share with you the second of two tools to use to complete a new and better SWOT analysis. In the prior video, I touched on the entropy survey, and that's the tool you would use to survey and do an analysis on the company's internal strengths and weaknesses. Now I'm going to go to opportunities and threats. These are the external opportunities and threats out there in the environment, and we're going to use a different tool called the organizational physics top-level OKRs strategy survey to assess the opportunities and threats. Now, this tool works very similarly to the entropy survey, where first you register below for a free test drive. You're going to create a survey and you're going to send that top-level OKR strategy survey to your leadership group. Now, about a dozen people is ideal. You can do more, you can do less than that, but that's about the ideal number. And what's going to happen is each member is going to individually complete a top-level strategy survey based on life cycle theory. Now, there are a lot of ways to do strategic planning. I'm a proponent of life cycle theory. In fact, I would go so far to say that if you're not incorporating life cycle theory into your strategic planning process, you're going to fail sooner or later. It's essential. Life cycle theory in principle, parent the kid to their life cycle stage. Don't treat your 3-month-old like they're already 13 or vice versa. Same thing for business. You got to manage your core business and any business units to their life cycle stage. And this strategy survey will show you where each unit is at and therefore what its strategy must be going forward. Okay, so you create a strategy survey by registering below. You'll send that to your leadership team. Each team member will complete the survey individually. You'll get the responses back. You can see in real time how people are thinking. Once all the survey responses are in, click close, click PDF report, and it's going to generate a PDF report for you. And that PDF report looks like this. So this is a dummy survey. It's not a real company. I just made it up for purposes of this video. And what I want you to notice is that we're going to use this map to align on the right strategy. And you can get familiar with the principles behind this map by reading the report, watching the videos, that kind of thing. This survey just did 4 people. Again, it was a dummy survey. I'm trying to call out the noise here. So notice that each individual has kind of a different perspective on where this business unit is in its life cycle development. Sales, marketing has its view, operations has its view, admin has its view, right? So I want those different perspectives on the table. If we pretend they don't exist, we're going to fail on identifying the right strategy. So I want it a little bit noisy. And the first lens we can put on this is just to look at the average of the team scores. And so here's this company with the acronym LBD. That's kind of a little yellow Post-it note. That's the intention. And you can see that it's in the late nail it to early scale it stage. And based on the survey responses, it has some entropy in the system, meaning there's some holes in the boat that it needs to plug as part of its strategy. A right strategy will create a unique and valuable position in the marketplace, and it needs to be a growing market. But in order to get there, we need to reduce internal entropy, and that's what we discovered in the entropy survey. So you see how these two tools are kind of working together. The entropy survey on the internal strengths and weaknesses, and this survey on where the external threats and opportunities are coming from, again, recognizing the life cycle stage of the core business in any business unit. So from here, this company knows that it must drive up the life cycle curve by reducing entropy and then get into full scale it. From full scale it mode, it can begin to launch new business units, right? New product lines, new categories that in turn will go through their own life cycle stage, creating a state of perpetual renewal. But what is that strategy needs to be articulated, clarified, and communicated as part of this process. This survey will also show you where there are any execution risks emerging. So on my screen, you're going to see a different lens of the same strategy map we just looked at. And it allows the company to kind of get a sense of its mile markers, right? Is this business aligned correctly relative to its competition, relative to the market growth rate, relative to pricing pressure? Pricing pressure means how much pressure is on us? Can we raise rates or not? And what is our net cash flow, right, coming in? And so that's going to tell the team as you dive deeper into this survey, where do we need to readjust? Are we ahead of the curve? Are we ahead of our own skis? Are we steering ourselves into any kind of execution risk and that kind of thing? And to be able to call out the execution risk so that your strategy can mitigate that risk. And just like the entropy survey, you repeat this survey before your next strategic planning process, 9, 12 months out, and that'll give you a sense of how the organization is progressing. This is top level OKRs. So this is the company's, 3 to 5 strategic priorities or imperatives. These imperatives are going to take about 3 years of sustained effort to complete. So they're big, they're significant. And then it's going to allow you to survey the team, understand what those imperatives should be, align on them, and then create annual goals for each imperative. And from there, you can use your quarterly OKR process to align each function and team around those imperatives and annual goals. Again, and then you just repeat that process. So think about this combination of two tools to do a new and better SWOT analysis. For strengths and weaknesses, we have the entropy survey. And for opportunities and threats, we have the top level OKRs strategy survey. Taken together, these two tools allow you to quickly and easily get good data inputs from the team, synthesize and organize them in such a way so that the team gets it, right? They can rally behind the right course of action to drive sustained operational excellence and move the business forward quickly in its lifecycle stage development. Thanks so much for your time. If you like this way of thinking, just register below and take these tools for a free test drive.